Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 888. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author, the person who's like, I'm not an author, I'm barely a writer. Well, these three things can turn that person into a published book author. They are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. What's true of all the evils in the world is true of plague as well. It helps men to rise above themselves. Albert Camus. Great quote here for Mondays here in the show, because Monday episodes here for the foreseeable future are devoted to crowdsourcing this book idea I have that I'm calling Pandemic Stories. The idea is to crowdsource an anthology book with personal stories from this important time in history. And for more details and to get caught up on the assignments so far, I recommend going back and starting with the August 16th episode number 853, and then listen to subsequent Monday episodes up until now and moving forward. My ultimate plan is to collect these stories from those of you willing to participate and then publish them as an anthology book. But whether you're interested in being part of the published final product or not, I do hope you'll at least participate in the weekly writing assignments, if for no other reason than to get it out on paper. Whatever you've been carrying around with you about the pandemic or the events related to it, and all points of view, so pen names are definitely welcome if you'd rather contribute your story anonymously, but at the very least do the writing assignments. So here's the plan. Each Monday here on the show, I'm giving you an assignment to help you formulate your individual pandemic story, or depending on your experience, maybe multiple stories. Think of it this way. The media is covering the big collective story. But similar to memoirs, there are countless smaller stories, the pandemic as seen through narrow lenses, personal slivers of the larger story. That's what I'm looking for. Think of, for example, Forrest Gump. Even as a work of fiction, it did a great job demonstrating what a memoir does. It's one man's slice of life against a backdrop of bigger events, like, for instance, the Vietnam War. So we're looking for your personal slice of the pandemic. So here is this week's writing assignment, and we are already up to assignment number 5. How were you personally affected by the virus? Whether by becoming ill or maybe the use of personal protective gear like masks, washing your hands, all those things, the alcohol gel that was so popular at the beginning of this, the fear of illness, or maybe imagined symptoms at some point. I know sometimes as a writer, I have quite the active imagination, so it's very easy for me to imagine all sorts of things. Or maybe just worry and anxiety about the safety of yourself and your family. Connect to your past experience with illness, with sickness, with pre-existing conditions, any narratives that you carry about illness, and how well you fare in the face of it. So again, the question is, how were you personally affected by the virus itself, whether by becoming ill or maybe just becoming anxious about becoming ill? Write about that. Please also remember to drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, Pandemic Stories Central, and let me know if you're taking part in this, whether for yourself personally or maybe to possibly be a part of the final book anthology. No decisions at this point, just kind of curious to see who's on board. The link to Inc. Authors is always in the show notes. And I'll, of course, let you all know when it's time to start sending me stories and how to do so. We're not there yet. We're only at assignment number 5, so enjoy the writing and the self-reflection and the journaling process. Even if you don't know whether you want to be a part of the anthology, just kind of enjoy the process for now. And remember, please tell the others. Anyone you know who might be interested in this idea, especially those who have a compelling personal story from the pandemic. Tell them to please listen to this show, Your Daily Writing Habit, here on Mondays, wherever they get podcasts, and tell them what we're trying to do. Tell them how we're trying to help. Tell them how we're trying to document these stories that are making up this important chapter of history. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And I would so appreciate it if you could subscribe or follow the show wherever you listen and leave a review while you're there. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, happy writing.